Back once again with Dr. Lane. And Slane, every time you rock up here for a visit, you have a new bike.
New bike day every day.
New bike day with Dr. Lane. We have an Open-Upper. Open is a company founded by, it was the CEO of BMC Bicycles and one of the founders of Cervelo Bicycles. So when two legends of the industry come together, we get something like this.
They're probably mates like us.
Probably are.
Hooking up, doing good things.
We just go riding bikes though. These guys make some pretty cool stuff. So top to bottom, we're going to go through Slane's Open-Upper. It's a custom build, top to bottom, that Slane's picked and choose to the best of.
Yep.
And I think it's pretty cool. And according to Slane's Strava rides, it has been pretty cool. Top to bottom, let's go. What have we got?
So the frame is Open is the brand and the model is Upper. So it's their lightweight version essentially.
Carbon?
Yep. All carbon. Look, the main thing about these bikes, the Opens, is that it's sort of a cross gravel road sort of thing. So it's all about tyre clearance essentially.
Sure, so road geometry, but can be used
I think it's road geometry. Like, it feels like I'm on my other Cervelo. Like, I'd race a crit on this thing. It feels that good.
Yep.
But it's got enough clearance in the chainstays and the fork to be able to run up to a mountain bike tyre.
So fatter tyres.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, and the weight of the frame?
This one's the light one. It's 800 and something grams for the frame, so it's pretty light.
And that's
overall.
even with the beefiness required for the front end here, the disc brakes and everything, still sub
well, that's
1 kilo.
just the frame. The fork's a bit more, but
Okay.
it's still, the whole build as you see it now is about 7.5, 7.6 kilos.
That's phenomenal. Now, you have had a CX bike in the past.
Yeah.
This one's a little better, more fun.
I was never comfortable on the CX bike, which is why I gave it the flick and got this thing. This thing I just feel more comfortable at riding it, to be honest. It's just set up. The geometry's better, I think, than the CX bike. So.
Okay, so 54 centimetre or medium size,
Yep.
Open-Upper frame, group set. Now, this is a project all in itself, getting the group set working.
Yeah, so I got the frame off Pushies.
Yep.
Found that they did them in Australia, so I got that, took a chance without seeing it, but I was in love with it anyway. Then I got the group set, which is Di2 9100, I think it's 9170, I think the Hydro one is. So this is Hydro, Di2.
Okay, so road style, obviously not mountain bike style shifters, they're road
shifters.
Yep.
But to make it all work, and it's kind of why I went with Di2, is the derailleur.
That looks funky.
Is a mountain bike XTR derailleur, like a Di2 one as well. So that gives me the range from that is a 4611 cassette.
46 at the back. Now, you've got the massive range because you only have one by on the front.
Yep, so I did away with the front derailleur and we have got a set of Durace cranks with the chain rings off and a wolf tooth chain ring, so a 42 tooth 1x chain ring on the front.
So group set in summary, road levers, road cranks, custom chain ring, the wolf tooth chain ring.
Yep.
And you're running a mountain bike rear derailleur, long cage, obviously very long cage for the clearance for that dinner plate.
Yep.
And
look, the other thing with once you run a 1x, you either need a chain guide to keep the chain on it because there's no derailleur there to stop it from coming off. Then the rear derailleur has a bit more tension in the spring to keep the chain a bit tauter, and it also has a clutch, the little gold lever. You flick it back and it puts even more tension on it, so when you're bouncing over the road, the chain, you don't get the chain slap.
Because in the 11, you'll have a loose chain, I guess, and in the 46 at the back, you'll have a very tight chain. So you've got a big range there, so the chain tension's an important one, especially with the 1x.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, pedals-wise, you've gone just mountain bike pedals.
Yeah,
Obviously,
just
you're off-road.
proper mountain bike pedals because we're walking up some hills sometimes.
Yep, excellent. Now, this lever doesn't do anything then. If it's a 1x on the front, what does your left lever do?
Yeah, well, it was going to become an expensive left-hand lever, but I've got the little Bluetooth YouTube, E-Tube Shimano thing inside the frame.
Yep.
And so I could customize it. So essentially this is the same as E-Tap now, where this side's down the cassette, and that side's up.
So it's okay. E-Tap changing, or the style, the style of E-Tap. So they're not. That's not redundant. That's not just a dead lever on the side.
No, and then it's also set up where the buttons now. The top buttons are doing the Garmin and stuff.
We've seen that on Slane's other bike where you've programmed it so it goes lap or it scrolls through the screens on your head unit. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, frame, group set, other components, wheels. Now they're not quite cyclocross chunky kind of wheels, but they're not road wheels. What have you got on these at the moment?
Well, these are actually a borrowed set of wheels. Thank you, Seaton McLeod. Because mine is still coming. I've got a set of head Ardennes discs coming.
Right.
I think these are just a standard road rim, I think. I don't know what's the difference between a CX rim and a road rim. I think they're the same.
Maybe
There's
a
always just
little
differences in the axles. So these is a 12 mil through axle front and rear. Some of them are 15.
Right.
That's where it gets tricky, which ones you got to get.
Yep.
But so these would be a normal road one, say, but you can fit, say, a 650B mountain bike rim and then put a big mountain bike tyre on there.
So you can make yourself a rigid or a stiffy or a, whatever you call it,
hardtail.
hardtail, that's the one. So,
essentially.
or you could almost go proper road wheels and make it a road bike.
Yep.
Now, would you race a crit on this?
Yes.
You would, with road wheels?
I am actually going to go down to race vets on a Wednesday morning on our little teardrop Hawthorn course on this thing just to see what it's like.
Okay.
It'll be fine. This thing feels exactly the same as my Cervelo going around a corner. It just handles well. And I don't think I'd run out of gears. Like, I'm still going 55k an hour with this thing on.
Right.
With this gearing.
Now, polishing off, you've gone the Shimano.
So it's the Shimano Pro
saddle.
Saddle I always run. I had this laying around off one of my older bikes, which is a relatively light aluminium tune stem. Seat post. Pro
Stem and bars.
Stem and bar, which I always run.
Yep.
So drilled out a little bit to keep the cables nice and clean for the Di2.
The way you do your bikes with cabling is brilliant. Whenever I go Di2, we're going to Slane's place and we'll do a build. Because the way you hide everything away, it looks brilliant.
Yeah, it's a bit of just drawing out some diagrams, going, okay, I need a 550 mil, cable for that one, and here and there, and figuring it out. Of course, it's all hydro. That was new to me, learning how to set up hydro, bleed brakes, set up brake calipers and things like that.
Now, pound meter.
Yeah, well, I tried to put a pound meter on it. I've got pound meters on all bikes, but I wanted one on this. I tried to put a Powder Max on. It wouldn't actually fit. There was not enough clearance on the bottom bracket.
Okay. Yep.
The way the chain stays have to splay out. It means they've got to beef up the bottom bracket a bit, just the angle's different. So Powder Max was out. That's what I always go. Couldn't run a Stages or a 4i or something because on the non-drive side there's not enough clearance between the crank and the chainstay. So at the moment it's just running Dura-Ace. I could potentially go something like Easton, make one in the axle.
Okay, yep.
That would probably fit, and they do a 1x in that. But standard setup, there's a C-Bear bottom bracket in there.
You love your C-Bear stuff?
Yeah, except I got the road one, and they actually do an old condition one.
Okay.
It's got better seals, but
Yep.
we'll see how it holds up, but it'll be pretty good, I reckon, as it is.
Rock and roll.
I think that's about it. Bottle cages are the Arundel ones always run. I like the seat, how it has two little bolts in the back for the Pro ones, for either a race number, or you can get that's actually screwed onto the back.
For a butt saver?
Yeah, butt saver on the back there.
As always, it's looking nice and schmick, and it's clean as well. I mean,
and look, the tyres are, these are I don't know, they're a proper gravel specific one. So they roll pretty good on the bitumen.
That's what I was going to ask. How do you find rolling out? Because I've had a mountain bike in the past, but riding to the mountain bike courses and riding home was a slog. You've been riding out 20 or 30 Ks on road before you get to the Kinglake climbs. How do you found this?
No, it's fine. Like I ride out with a bunch, and I ride out with a bunch that doesn't go slow. Like we're riding with no, not Peaks, but with the Cannondale Drapac boys who are, they're going 30k an hour, 400 watts up hills, and I'm just fine riding along with them on this thing. But then I can just see you guys and disappear up a gravel road.
Take a left. Those roads we've always wanted to ride. The switchbacks I've always seen, but we've been on road bikes.
So many, and it's been so much fun.
Awesome.
But you can switch out the tyres to a chunkier tread, or what I'd like to do is go the 650B rims and actually run a bigger volume tyre, because this isn't necessarily, it's not about grip, it's nearly about the suspension that a bit more give that a bigger volume tyre gives you.
Yep.
So that would be nice because, it's still pretty bouncy going down a corrugated road.
So you're thinking about upgrades already?
Yeah, we could go a leaf suspension fork or something like that as well. That'd be nice.
I'll put up a photo of those here. I saw one of those a couple of weeks back up in Brisbane. They're a carbon, well, they are let me just show you the photo of that. It's kind of hard to explain. They're a rigid fork with some carbon blades.
A little leaf.
That, yeah, that actually give a little bit more suspension than obviously a
I wouldn't
hardtail
mind
or-
giving that a go. That'd be kind of fun.
Okay, so that's the next upgrade. So Slane, you've built this project bike. You've got upgrades coming already. Give us a ballpark figure of what this would cost. I know it's your passion, it's your love.
Yeah.
It's not really about the price, but what's the price?
Look, it's north of 10. It's probably 12. It might be more if I added it up. But the frame's not cheap. Di2 is never cheap. I put all the good stuff on it, and then I don't regret anything later on.
Is it fun? That's the question.
Yeah,
I was
man,
gonna
this
ask.
thing's worth every cent. I have had a ball.
I've seen your Strava photos, and I've seen you're riding a hell of a lot, and you found some more routes up King Lake than I ever knew existed. I know 2 ways, 3 ways to King Lake, including the back. That's all I know. You've got about
I actually
15
went
different ways.
to the Tourist Information Centre at the top of King Lake. I've ridden past it 100 times more, probably 300 times. I went in there and said, can I please have a CFA fire map, like fire road map? And I'm just been mapping it out, nearly getting the highlighter out, going, okay, I've ridden this one now and ridden that one now. It's been great fun.
Reasons to ride other than just...
I'm pretty sure I jumped
yeah.
the fence the other day and was riding on someone's private property just to get through to somewhere else I wanted to get to. There's so much excitement. Usually this time of year in winter, I turn into a little recluse and want to stay inside.
Swift, yep.
I've been sticking the Castelli Gabber on and just going out wet or dry or windy or misty, and I still have a smile on my face. So
Rock and roll. Okay, I'll link everybody to Slane's Strava below so you can see the routes he's been taking this thing on and a few of the comms he's been getting as well, because every ride you've been doing on, you've been coming home with a little crown.
well, everyone else has to go up them on like a mountain bike, which weighs probably 3 kilos heavier than this thing. So going fast up a hill. I'm determined. We're having, at Amy's Grand Fondo in September this year, they're having gravel nationals. So there's like a gravel Australian national championship. I'm in for that thing. I'm training.
Rock and roll. Slane will finally give himself some stripes. See how he goes. Got to keep training.
Cool.
All right, thanks for coming, Slane. Thanks for showing us your new bike. And I'd love one, but we'll see how we go. All right, thanks for watching.
That's with the clutch off there. Then you flick that bugger on. Feel how hard that is. That's with it off.
Yep.
And that's with it on.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.